Hey folks, everything new under the sun. Well, we're starting again talking about Ukraine. Russia, the war is advancing, and we're getting close to what people would suggest is effectively World War III and the calling of Article 5 of the NATO agreement, which is one country can call other NATO members into war if they're attacked. That's what's happening right now. Let's start. We're going to get to that in a second. We're going to follow this along in the lead up to this. So Ukrainians are amassing up around Zaporizhia, up top right corner there. Again, that's where the dam is, and they're looking to take that over. So let's take a look at the image here, or the article. This is warnews247.gr. The battle that will decide the war begins. Transport of 40,000 Ukrainians to Zaporizhia, with the aim of attacking Melitopol, Berdyansk. If the Russians lose, it's over. So apparently 40,000 troops are going there. But the other interesting thing is that there's also 5,000 Polish soldiers going to Zaporizhia as well. You can see that there. It says, according to reliable sources, Ukrainians are preparing a large-scale attack with the initial objective of Melitopolis. It says the goal is for Russian forces to lose the entire southern bridgehead, as a map at the end of the text shows in this particular article. The final goal is the city of Berdyansk. So you can see on the bottom right there, Melitopol. And I don't know if Berdyansk is on that image. I don't think... let me see. No, it's not on that particular image. But anyways, you can see Melitopol there and 40,000 troops. Now, Polish troops are apparently getting into the foray here. This is an article, again, from War News 247. 5,000 Polish troops are transported to Zaporizhia and Uladar after unprecedented massacre of Ukrainians, frame by frame. It says 5,000 soldiers transferred to Zaporizhia, caused by the loss of Pavlovka after repeated Ukrainian defeats and great crushing suffered by Kiev. As War News 247 revealed yesterday, the Russians no longer consider them mercenaries, but regular units of the Polish army. So there's Polish troops on the ground. But prior to this time, they didn't believe they were direct, linked Polish army troops, just simply people who were sympathetic to the cause and were helping the Ukrainians. Well, they're considering them Polish army now. Both regions will play a key and decisive role in the subsequent war developments in Ukraine. The Poles will try to organize offensive operations in Zaporizhia as the Ukrainian forces have suffered heavy losses. So, again, Polish troops, which, apparently, according to this article, Russians are considering them part of the Polish army. Well, move to today, where there's been a missile hit in Poland. Apparently, stray Russian missiles, two of them killing two people in Poland, and Poland is now invoking Article 4. Now, I said Article 5 before. What does Article 4 mean? Well, Article 4 is the initiation of a discussion, a review of the situation with other NATO countries to determine if they want to invoke Article 5. So again, two apparently Russian weapons were launched up in, I don't know if I have the image there. Apparently were launched near the border. 65 kilometers from the border from Poland, and two missiles veered off and hit inside Poland. Despite the alarmist talk this afternoon that NATO could invoke Article 5, collective defense treaty over alleged Russian rocket attack on a border town, the result of the Polish government national security emergency meeting is going in the opposite direction, and it seems there won't be escalation. Today, Polish spokesman Piotr Mueller said Poland has agreed to increase its military readiness, though crucially still admitted it was not clear what caused the explosion. Russia has vehemently denied it was behind the explosions, which killed 2 people. So instead of Article 5, which is again the declaration of war by one country, that means all countries need to join in, Warsaw is merely talking about much lesser known Article 4 of this agreement, which requires consultation with NATO members when a NATO member is threatened. So Article 4 now. So one more article to add to your vocabulary. Now, interesting, isn't it, that there was news reports of 5,000 Polish. Oh, it's not gonna load it now. This is the article of 5,000 Polish soldiers going to Zaporizhia. And there's 2 sides to look at it. Was this a mistake by Russia? Was it a false flag? Did the U.S. or Poland or someone cause some missiles to veer off or do something, or is it all a ploy to blame Russia for something, or is it indeed Russia? Maybe kind of a wink, nudge, nudge. Be careful if you're sending 5,000 Polish troops to Zaporizhia. We may start hitting you as well. It could be a warning across the bow, if you want. And these missiles aren't completely stupid. The fact that they would veer off and I don't know if they're heat-seeking missiles. I wouldn't think they were heat-seeking missiles. I would think they're GPS guided. So it could possibly be that they were hacked and redirected across the border. It could be a complete malfunction and 2 of them happened to go across the border. But as I understand it, it was like 65 kilometers from the border. So it was a massive a massive miss in terms of that missile getting all the way to the border town in this case. So again, is it a shot across the bow? Is it something else? Well, the markets didn't like it so much, and of course we have this FTX FTX thing going on, the collapse of crypto and exchange, and the markets are being hit by this missile strike in Poland. They were down for a little while, and then they came back up after the U.S. and the Pentagon said, well, we don't know exactly who it was. We can't confirm it was Russia. And, of course, Zelensky is coming out and saying, it was Russia, directly blaming it. So interesting story. Is there something going on with Poland and Russia? Is Poland just chomping at the bit to get to help out Ukraine and get into this? And now you got to start looking for false flags on both sides, and lies and all sorts of things going on. It almost sounds like wars and rumors of wars, doesn't it? You don't know what the truth is. All you know is that neither side seems to want to come to a peace deal. Neither side is asking to come to the peace table in earnest. Now, there was some meeting in Turkey over the last couple of days. I think I had that article. I don't know. I think I have that article up right now. But the U.S. had invited Russia down there to talk about what was going on. And nothing particular came out of that. Some people speculated, well, the pullback of Russia south of the river, left of the river, was maybe part of a peace deal where Russia would give Kherson back to Ukraine. But I don't believe that's the case. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest. And a lot of people think and are believing that Russia is weak and is making bad calculations in terms of war, and they're doing badly now. I don't think so. I think they're a little bit smarter than that. I'm sure they're not perfect in their war planning and strategy, but I don't think they're stupid either. And so I think there's something more to the story. And folks, this just keeps escalating, and no one is calling for peace. Have you heard Biden out there declaring on the world stage that we need to talk to peace and, let's meet here or there. Let's have a world summit. Let's have a NATO peace talks with Russia, or with Russia, China, with whatever it may be. You don't hear that. Both sides want to keep going. I don't really think they have interest in peace, and it seems like there is escalation now from whichever side it may be. And it could vary. There's evidence that it could be Russia, maybe bit of a warning, a bit of a threat to Poland for all the troops that it's sending, or it could be NATO trying to drag Russia into a war, giving someone to blame. I mean, who blew up Nord Stream? It doesn't make any sense. And was it Finland or whatever went and investigated that? Have you seen the results of the investigation and what they found out about that? No, they kept it hidden. There was no actual declaration of who destroyed Nord Stream. Although, Western media has said that Russia destroyed their own Nord Stream pipeline, which doesn't make any sense to me. There was an investigation, and has there been any evidence about that? No. In fact, Russia came out with their own evidence that it was indeed the UK Special Forces, MI6 and such. And so, it's incredible. Russia's biding its time. Russia's not retaliating. Russia's really, really holding back in the face of what seems like incredible Western aggression, poking the eye of the bear, and really pushing Putin's buttons. And you got to ask, how long is Putin going to put up with this? I really don't believe the Western media in this case. I don't think Russia is or I don't think Putin, rather, is a great person, and I'm sure he's certainly a liar. But there's also other valid strategic reasons why he is getting into this, why he went into Ukraine, and we can all agree it's wrong and bad, but certainly NATO is not helping by any stretch, and it seems like both sides have no interest to de-escalate at this point. So very interesting things happening, folks. I'm going to leave it there for this video. What's going to happen in the near term? You need to get ready, folks. That's all I got to say. You need to be prepared for anything. This could blow up literally or figuratively at any moment. We don't know when the first nuke could fly. We don't know where it could go with these hypersonic missiles. It takes minutes to deliver a nuclear warhead. And I think the next thing is going to be probably in Ukraine, an electromagnetic pulse. I don't think NATO would, all the countries of NATO would come to the rescue of the Ukrainians if there was an electromagnetic pulse. I think that's under the radar. I think Russia could probably use that and get away with it. I don't think nuclear weapons could be used, but you never know. Pushed into a corner, Putin may decide that he has to do something larger. Does anybody think Putin's going to pull back and give up all the land that they've taken so far? I don't think so. And the Ukrainians, again, under Zelensky, have apparently no interest in coming to any peace talks, giving up any land, etc. And not saying that they should. But if anybody wants peace, someone's going to have to compromise. And that's not happening. Folks, it's incredible. We're heading there. You know what? It's almost as if the world needs a leader to come along and say, you know what, I'm going to bring peace. I'm going to make peace in this war where it doesn't seem like anybody wants peace. I'm going to bring peace to the world and get us off this precipice of nuclear annihilation. And you know what, I'm going to fix the economy too. But with that being said, folks, what I believe is that it gets far worse than it is right now. Right now, the people of the world would have no interest in giving up their sovereignty, their national sovereignty, national identity, their national currencies. What it will take is basically nearly World War III, basically Depression 2.0, economic collapse, complete and total, and desperation, people starving, anarchy, chaos in the world, and then the governments of the world will get together, declare martial law, declare that their sovereignties have been given over to the United Nations, whomever it be, world government, in exchange for peace and safety, in exchange for a new world currency, in exchange for the sharing of food and resources. And this is what everybody's going to allow their governments to vote for. And this is the world of the Antichrist and the mark of the beast system. This is the world of the 7-year period that I'm talking about, where it gets so bad and that an Antichrist or a world leader steps into the picture to set this up. So, folks, that's my prognostication. That's what I think is maybe come down the pipe. Let me know in the comments what you think. Certainly, things are ramping up. They are not getting better. And as I've said from the beginning of 2022, 2022 will continue to get worse. And is it getting worse? Yes, folks, it is, with inflation, money issues, the price of fossil fuels, heating, price of food, and wars and rumors of wars. All these things are accelerating. The four horsemen are certainly gearing up, and maybe they're starting to trot. They may be starting to walk or trot. They may not be riding full speed yet, but I think everybody agrees that they are on the move right now in some fashion. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll leave it there. We'll see you in the next video.